Welcome everybody to Moon Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card is a very detailed reading describing your love story with your future spouse. I am going to give as much detail as possible about your future person, their traits, how you'll meet them, your first date, and much more. Basically, as much detail as I can give about your love story. Before we get started, if you're interested in a more personalized reading, I do have an Etsy shop where I offer personalized tarot readings about any questions that you might have. And if you're interested in that, the link to my Etsy shop will be in the description below. I'm looking forward to working with any of you who are interested in a personalized reading. So let's get back to this reading. For this love story reading, I have 3 groups. This is group 1. This is group 2, and this is group 3. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to, and just choose the option that you're most drawn to. Welcome group 1 to your personal love story with your future spouse. So to start off with, I want to take a look and see what the cards can tell me about you personally. So let's take a look and see here. So to start off, we have the eagle representing you. See from a higher perspective. And what this card tells me is that you are someone who has a lot of vision, and you have the ability to see things, just like the card says, from a higher perspective. Like you really are that type of person that can see a problem in a bird's eye view, kind of like someone looking in to a problem and being able to see clearly what what the solution might be for this particular problem. You're basically able to see all of the possibilities to solve a problem, or all of the possibilities for anything in your life, or anything helping other people. For some of you, this may be just a reminder for you to look at things from a different perspective, to not let yourself be drowned in the details of things and overwhelmed by the details, and to try and look at things from at a distance, to be able to find the solution for your problem or your situation. So with this card here, this is the equivalent of the Ace of Swords, and it's reversed. So what this is telling me is that in the past, in past relationships, you have experienced a lack of power. Perhaps you've been abused, whether that be mentally or physically, but particularly mentally, by your past relationships. They've used emotional manipulation on you, and in a way where you have where you have felt like you have no power. This person in the past disregarded your feelings. They made you feel like if you were the one that was crazy. Whenever you would point out, I'm seeing a very narcissistic, very toxic individual. For many of you, someone who belittled you, belittled your feelings. Whenever you told them how you felt, whenever you called them out on their crap, they always turned it around on you and made it seem like if you were the crazy one, you are the problem. And they, perhaps there was some kind of verbal abuse, where you were called names. They built this illusion, and they built illusions of how you were supposed to see them, but they were just illusions. It wasn't true. Basically, they got you into this, what many narcissistic relationships ends up happening is that the other person, the one that's not a narcissist, they end up not being able to think clearly because of this mental manipulation that has gone on. So I feel like for some of you, this was what was going on with you in the past, or you had some kind of relationship that really broke you. And with this Six of Cups here, this is the Six of Cups, Six of Visions in this deck. For those of you, especially the ones that went through the most extreme version of what I was talking about before, many of you have not been able to move past that abuse. You're still dwelling in that past hurt, and it's necessary for you to be able to move on, to move past this, to heal from this situation. And this goes back to this ego perspective. Perhaps the cards or spirit wants to remind you, for you to look at this situation, this past hurt, this past trauma that you had in a relationship with someone, from a different perspective. Perhaps you should try and look and see things from a positive light. For example, what lessons you learned from this experience, because everything that happens in our lives, there's a reason for it. There's something that you were supposed to learn from this situation, and it's the only way that you can make sense of horrible things happening, is that there's a reason for it, and there was something that you needed to learn, something good that comes out of these bad situations. So yeah, don't cling to this past. You need to be able to move on, find a way, whatever it is that you need to do in order to move past this trauma, this bad experience that you had with a past relationship. Okay, so next up, let's go ahead and see who your future person is, and what their personality traits are, what they're like, see what kind of details that we can gain here. Okay, so your future love is being represented by the Moth. So this person is very, very whimsical. They're very enthusiastic, and they may be a little bit impulsive, a little bit like they can't stand still. So this is the person that really likes a lot of activity. They have a very easy personality, very easygoing, because they really embrace any opportunity, anything that comes at them. They have a very light sort of personality. Not very, very serious or, you know, down to earth kind of personality. Just very light, very happy and enthusiastic and energy driven, but in a very whimsical way. The impulsivity is not one that's fiery, you know. It's more of a light impulsiveness that they have. Playful kind of way of being. So here with the Knight of Cups, we see that this person, they are very romantic. They are artistic. So yeah, they're very talented when it comes to art. They like to dream. They're idealistic people. You know, very, very very creative individuals. For their career, we have anything from being in the arts, like a dancer, a musician, you know, somebody who does any type of art. They can be in the psychic realm, or psychologists, therapists, counselors, or even people salesmen, you know, any of those kinds of things, where they are either have to help people through their emotions, or speak to people, because they're very emotionally oriented people. This your future person, in this love story, they are very, very emotionally connected. They're emotionally oriented, so they're able to help people through different emotions and things in their lives, and that's what makes them, because they're such people person, is what makes them a good salesman, a good counselor, a good psychologist. But yeah, they're definitely somebody who has a lot of imagination. They have a lot of intuition. They really like art, music, dance. They're very empathetic, sensitive, very dreamy. They tend to look at things through rose-colored glasses. You know, and that goes back here to the moth, about that easiness that they have. It's because they have such a positive way of looking at the world. They're very idealistic. They seek out the best possible outcome in things. So yeah, very, very beautiful person. Let's go ahead and see what else we can take from this. Okay, so I have these little cards that I made that have like different traits on them, and we're gonna go ahead and see, you know, what we get. Okay, so they might have brown hair, and again, remember, this is for a lot of people, so you know, this is a collective reading for many people. So your future spouse may have one of these traits, some of these traits. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose another one. Blonde hair. So for some of you, they might have brown hair. For others, they might have blonde hair. Wow, lots of hairs. So we got black hair as well. See another one here. gray eyes, darker skin. So with darker skin, it's not pointing to a specific ethnicity. It can be, but it may just be that they have darker skin within their own ethnicity. Like if they're Asian, they'll have more of a darker skin tone compared to the average skin tone of Asian people. And you know, if they are African American, for example, if they're African descent, a race, they'll have darker skin within that, you know, the average of the skin tone within that race. And I'm gonna go ahead and do one more since we got so many hairs and see. Okay, wavy hair. So we've got brown hair, blonde hair or black hair, wavy hair, darker skin, and gray eyes for your future love. So let's go ahead and see. I have these other little cards that I made for their zodiac sign. So let's go ahead and see. And this could be their, you know, their sun sign or their moon sign or their rising sign. So we've got Leo, we've got Gemini, and we've got Libra. So those are the possible, you know, it could either be their, like I said, there's their moon sign, their sun sign, or their rising sign, or they may just have one of these signs or all of these signs very heavily in their astrology natal chart. So those are always fun to do. So let's take a look and see how you will meet this person. So let's see. How will you meet? So many of you are going to meet this person as a result of your work. There's an indication of working hard with this card, of making steady progress in something. So yeah, it seems like there's going to be some kind of project that you might be involved in, or just, you know, your work, your job. You're gonna meet them through that, through an opportunity that comes from having to do with your career or your job. So let's go ahead and see what your first impression of them. What's your first impression of them going to be like? So when you first meet your future person, the one from this love story, you're going to see them as somebody they're going to appear very fair to you, and like someone who has things in balance in their life. Like you know, somebody who's very rational and very perhaps, you know, in this situation with the job, with the career, they're going to be in a position where they're having to make decisions, and you're gonna feel like they're making good decisions based on a clear-cut perspective, or like they're very, very just, very fair individuals in how they treat other people. So you're basically gonna think that they are someone who's very fair, very balanced, and who can make very good decisions. So let's take a look and see what their first impressions of you it's going to be. Let's see. What are their first impressions of you? Ooh. So they're gonna think that you are very, very intelligent and that you have really good problem solving abilities. They're going to see you as somebody who is not run-of-the-mill, normal, boring. Ordinary is the word that I was looking for. They're not going to see you as somebody who's ordinary, but they're going to see you as somebody that's extraordinary. They're going to, for some reason, you're going to appear to them as somebody who's very assertive, very decisive, very strong mentally, somebody who gets what they want, somebody who knows how to communicate, who's very articulate, very clever person. So yeah, they're gonna see you as somebody very, very strong, very clever, very smart, and good at communicating. So when you first meet them, they're gonna make you feel as like a goddess. Basically, they're going to make you feel as though they see you clearly, as though they it's gonna be very clear to you that this person really values not only just your looks on the outside, but they're going to be show you that they really, really like who you are on the inside. And that's gonna make you feel like you are seen, like every part of you is being loved, and seen and valued. So yeah, you're gonna feel like a goddess around this person when you meet them. Like if you are the best version of yourself. So on your first date, this person is going to be very, very romantic. They might bring you a gift for your date. You know, like a box of chocolates or flowers, or just they're gonna have a romantic gesture when you meet them. I mean, not when you meet them, when you go on your first date. You know, we saw here over here with the Knight of Cups that they are very romantic individuals, and so for your first date, you're really gonna be able to see that part of them, because they're gonna really be very romantic for your first date. Let's see. So for your first date, I see that, and I was seeing it before, but now it just confirms to me that during this first date, there's going to be a very emotional connection formed between the two of you, because like I said before with this card here, they are going to be very interested in you on the inside. And so you're going to be able to build this emotional connection with this person right from the start, because they're very romantic, you know, and they know you know what questions to ask, and there's going to be a bonding and a connection from this conversation that you'll have during your first date. So it seems like both of you, you're going to create a bond because for many of you, you both have an interest in, this is in the arts. So whether you're someone who is interested in writing, I mean, writing, obviously we see here, you know, a very, very strong indicator of writing. So for many of you that are watching this are writers in some capacity, and that's your creative outlet. But basically you are going to bond with your future person through this artistic thing that you both enjoy. It doesn't matter if it's the same artistic outlet that you both have, but you both are artists in some capacity, and you're gonna bond through that, through you know, your love of creating something and expressing this art. So nice. Anyways, so I'm going to have to start making some. Let me reverse these so you can still see what they are. Gotta make some space. That one does not want to stay up there. Sorry, I'm gonna have to block some of them because there's really, this is a very very big reading, so there's not a lot of space. Okay, so what's next? So let's find out how are you gonna challenge each other. So I like the differences that you will have from each other that's going to challenge you and bring some interest into the relationship. Okay, so you. So one of you is going to learn to be more joyful from this relationship, and then the other is going to learn how to be stronger from this relationship. So in some way you are going to challenge each other to be happier and to find that joy and that spark, you know, that joy of just being happy to be alive, you know, not having to have a thing happen for you to be happy, but just being happy, like finding the joy in the little things in life. And for the other person, you or them or whoever it is going to be able to become stronger, whether this may be physically stronger for those of you who need that or are lacking in that area, or emotionally or spiritually stronger, but just stronger. You will become stronger. Perhaps there'll be some healing that will happen as a result of being exposed to this person, and you know, being able to face certain things in your life that will allow you to become stronger. So I don't know which is which, but in this relationship, these are the two ways that you will challenge each other and grow. So these three cards here pertain to an obstacle in your relationship that you will face, and what advice Spirit has for you in regards to that. And what I'm seeing here is that there's going to be you're going to struggle with an aspect of this relationship, or this future person's personality is going to kind of make you to kind of forget about what you need to do for your own personal career and things, and your own personal career advancement. Like, it's like almost like if you're gonna lose focus, from what I was seeing before. And this person is very very impulsive. Perhaps their energy is going to really affect you in the area of your career, and like the things that you need to do, the discipline that you need to have, the focus that you need to have. And it's kind of, perhaps the relationship is going to be you're going to be so focused on your relationship that you're going to lose focus in other areas of your life. So basically, you're just being warned of that and being advised to make sure to keep things in motion, to keep moving, to keep the focus on the important things in your life. Like, don't let this relationship completely deviate you from the things that you need to do in other areas of your life. So that's it. That's pretty much what I'm seeing for the obstacle. I know that people don't like to hear about negative stuff, but life is not only good things. Bad things happen too, and this is just a little reminder to not lose focus on your own personal goals that you have for yourself. So when you meet their loved ones, they're going to see you as somebody who is kind of like the anchor to your future person's personality. You're going to bring a little bit of groundedness into their lives. And this goes back to what I was seeing over here, and now I can kind of see that they're going to bring into your life this joy of life, this spontaneity, this letting go, being a little bit more free. But then you are going to be the roots, and you're going to kind of help them be more rooted in reality, be more rooted on earth, instead of always being like in the clouds. So yeah, there's this beautiful contrast between you and your future person, where you and him, or you and them, are going to really balance each other out. You're gonna balance each other. He is more flighty and more head in the clouds, more easy, just going with the flow kind of thing. You are more rooted, more grounded, more you bring this stability and this earthiness to the relationship. And so the love people that love your future spouse, their loved ones, when they meet you, they will see that that you are bringing in some kind of stability into this person's life. And I feel like you're not going to really have problems when it comes to their loved ones. They're going to like you, because they're going to see that you are the perfect balance for their personality. Okay, so for your honeymoon is going to be very, very indulgent. Since we got the devil here. There's gonna be a lot of PG-13 situations happening, like in any honeymoon. A lot of indulging in sensual pleasures and good food, you know, just having a really, really, really good time. Like, your honeymoon is going to be the ultimate release of indulgence and just giving in to the pleasures that the earth has to offer. There's this volcano in the background, and it kind of made me think of like Hawaii or some kind of place that has volcanoes, you know. And the first thought that came to my mind was Hawaii if you're in the States, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Hawaii. It could be just any place where there is some kind of volcano. Obviously it's not an active volcano, you know, but anyways, so don't worry about that, the whole volcano thing, but there will be a volcano in the area of where this this honeymoon is going to take place. Okay, so here's another fun thing that we're going to do, and we're going to see, you know, how many children you will have with you. Four children. And this one's purple, so you know, it's a mix of boys and girls, or, you know, children that identify as, there's a mix of sexes, genders, I mean. Okay, so 4 children. Good luck with the 4 children. I'm joking. Children are a blessing. Okay, so I had forgotten about this that I was gonna do towards the beginning, and this is just how your future person is going to feel towards you. I smile every time I think of you. They smile every time they think of you. So now, lastly, what I want to do is just see what other themes will be a part of your relationship, a part of your love story. And for those of you who are curious, since I'm using a lot of different decks today, a lot of different Oracle and Tarot decks, I do have them linked, the Amazon links down in the description below if you're interested, if you're curious. Okay, so authenticity, let your truth be heard. So your love story is full of authenticity. You both of you will be able to be your authentic selves with each other. Your future person will see the real you, and that's actually something that we've talked about before based on the other cards. Your future person is going to really truly see who you are at an authentic level, the genuine version of who you are. They're going to be able to see that and love you completely, see you completely as who you are as a person. They're going to really know the truth of your heart, the truth of your mind. And so you and your future spouse will have this kind of intimacy where you can truly be honest with each other and communicate freely without fear of judgment. And that's what gives you the freedom to be able, for both of you to be your authentic selves with each other. Have patience. Love is patient and kind always. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of patience with each other in this relationship. And that's one of the big reasons why you feel like you can be your authentic self, because they're very patient. You're very patient with each other. You take the time to communicate and to understand what the other person is feeling and thinking, before you make decisions and things like that. So let's see what other beautiful themes are going to be a part of this relationship. Divine masculine, electric, active power. So with this card, there's a lot of activity that's going to be taking place in your relationship. You're going to do a lot of activities together. This card has a very there's a creative energy, this spark to create things. Like we were seeing before, that's something that you're going to bond with your future person over. You're going to bond over your creative endeavors, whatever that may be. That's something that you will have in common, and it seems like there's going to be this drive to create this energy of creating things. A very strong force that's going to be permeating this relationship. There's going to be a lot of productivity, a lot of activity, a lot of things that are going to take place throughout your relationship. Okay, and then lastly we have the chalice well, and again we have this theme of creativity, of just this magic of creating things and being in that flow of inspiration. So yeah, both of you are going to have this this flow, constant inspiration to create things, and this word sanctuary makes me think of two things. Of both of you creating a home that is going to be very very peaceful, a place where you can go and be able to create freely, a place that feels safe, a place that feels comfortable. But not only that, I kind of get this feeling that this person is going to become a sanctuary for you. They will become your home. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, where you live, where you are in the world. They're definitely going to be a sense of home and a sense of peace and a sense of sanctuary for you, a place where you feel safe. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have any other questions for the cards. I don't think I have any more space to put any more cards anyway. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I really enjoyed this one because it's so detailed, and it was very fun. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more readings like this, and comment down below. I'd really like to hear what you thought, and I'd also like to hear if you have any ideas for pick a card questions that you might want me to do in the future. I really enjoy reading your comments and responding back. And lastly, just a little reminder, I have an Etsy shop where I offer personalized readings. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description down below. Thanks again for watching. Many blessings to you. Bye-bye. Welcome, group 2, to your love story with your future spouse. So we're gonna get into as much detail as we can. This is probably my most detailed future spouse pick a card reading I've done so far. So let's get started. So first we're gonna find out a little bit about you. White Witch, be the light. So definitely you're coming through as somebody very spiritual, somebody who perhaps may literally be into paganism or some sort of witchcraft, but also just somebody who's connected to nature can be as well. Some of you may have an affinity to nature, to owls, to butterflies, to plants. Some of you like to grow things. You're very into plants, you know, like herbs, herbal remedies, that kind of thing. And others of you just are people who want to, you know, you're light workers. You want to spread the light, spread good things throughout the world, and just make the world a better place little by little with small actions. Okay, so let's get further in. So with these two cards here, we can see that you know, there's many of you watching this who have had who have been in a very bad relationship in the past. You have experienced some destructive behavior. Perhaps even you have engaged in this destructive behavior. For some of you, that might resonate. I can see here that yes, you know, there's many of you who were put in a situation where you were around someone that was very, very negative, very manipulative, who had very destructive behaviors, someone who liked to play the blaming game and make you feel as though you are the bad guy. And some of you also, you've been victims of slander, and gossip. People have been spreading rumors about you, you know, that you've done something wrong, whatever that may be, or that, you know, just negative talk about you. And because this card is upside down, it shows that right now you have overcome that. For some reason you have been vindicated from the gossip that has been going on. For those of you who resonate with having being in a relationship before that was with someone that was very negative, very, you know, they were verbally abusive towards you, very thoughtless, with a lot of destructive behavior, it seems to me that you are now in a position where you have you stood up for yourself. You stand your ground. You are you know, being your own defender. You're basically like standing up and being in that defensive position, not letting anybody come towards you to you know, cause you to be in a negative mindset, to have, you know, just you're Xing these people out that are causing this, you know, negativity in your life. You are standing in defense of your own self, guarding yourself from being hurt. And perhaps for some of you, you've struggled with this in the past, but it's something that you've overcome, and now you are ready to be basically protect your own rights, protect your own heart, protect your own mind, and stand up for yourself. So now let's go ahead and see and describe your future spouse, your future person, the one that is a part of this love story, and see you know, what we can glean about their personality. Okay, so they're coming through as a Scorpion. So the Scorpion is part of the fire group in this deck. The animals in the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle are separated into the elements, and the Scorpion is one of the fire ones. So this can mean that your future spouse is going to be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So with the Scorpion, we see that your future spouse, your future person, is somebody who is very passionate. They are competitive. They're very wild and free. They can be very fierce. And there's someone who their career is very important to them. They're not one to have a lot of friends, so they're not like the outgoing fire type. They are very selective with the people that they choose to surround themselves with. So yeah, they definitely sometimes tend to isolate themselves, but you know, they're very passionate. They are very very determined person in whatever they choose to accomplish in life. So for their career, here we have the Queen of Cups, and you know, representing what they do for a living. And the Queen of Cups for career can indicate somebody who is in the arts, somebody who's artistic, emotional, imaginative, very empathetic being. So that also can translate into perhaps they may be a nurse, some kind of helper of some kind, a profession where they help people. You know, it could be like a social work or counseling, or you know, psychology, that kind of thing as well. Just any career where they may use that compassion that they have for people, anything that has to do with the emotions, or with art, or with psychic abilities as well, could be an aspect of that as well. So yeah, we're looking at someone here that is perhaps some kind of social worker, some kind of helper, some kind of artist, or some kind of spiritualist. So now we have I have these fun little cards here that I made a while back that I like to use for these sort of videos. And here we're going to look at some, you know, some for fun, some physical traits that your future person might have. So they can have all of the traits, or some of the traits, or maybe just one of the traits, because remember, there's a lot of people watching this. So let's see, kind of feeling these two. They have a birthmark. They have blue eyes, or they may have blue eyes, or may have a birthmark. Okay, let's see. Dimples. Okay. Some of you might have a future person with hazel eyes. They may have a beard or a mustache if they are, if their gender is male. And this one also fell. They may be of average height. So just in case you can't see them very well, I'm not sure, since the wording is a little bit small. They may have a birthmark, blue eyes, dimples, hazel eyes, beard or mustache, and have average height. Okay, so now I also have these these zodiac cards to see if we get any more, any confirmation of what I said before, or any other signs that they could be. This could be their sun, their moon, their rising sign. It could even be their Venus sign, since this is a love reading. Or it could just be a sign that is very prominent in their chart. So I'm going to go ahead and choose 3 again, because there's a lot of people watching. So we have Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Scorpio. Okay, so that actually just makes a lot of sense. We've got the Scorpio with the Scorpion. So I'm just gonna adjust this a bit, because I'm realizing I may not have enough space. So I am using a lot of cards for this reading. Okay, so what's next? So let's find out how you are going to meet. And for these, I'm only doing uprights. And for the Six of Swords, although this particular deck doesn't depict it, but for me, the Six of Swords often indicates travel, so, or boats, some kind of trip abroad, a journey. So that's what makes a lot of sense here. So it can be that you meet this person as a result of you moving to a new place, like relocating to a new city, or just a new house. Perhaps you move to a new building and he lives in the building, or they live in the building. Or it could just be literally in some kind of vacation that you're on, or a boat ride, you know, like, I don't know, I used to live in Miami, and they had a lot of these little like mini night cruises that you would basically get on the boat, and there would be like music and drinks on the boat, and you dance. It's like a club on the water kind of thing. And they also have like these little tour boats also that go around. Is it Biscayne Bay? Yeah, where they take you on this little trip, and you see the houses of the stars on Star Island, you know, in Miami. So it could be that kind of thing, like you're on some kind of boat or some kind of ferry ride. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a long way away from where you live where you meet this person, but you could meet them on vacation, or on a trip or something like that. Okay. So now let's take a look and see what their first impression of you is going to be, and what your first impression of them will be in this love story. So for how their first impression of you, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and what this tells me is that they're going to see you as somebody who's very, they're gonna really like you physically. Let's be honest here with the Ace of Pentacles. They're gonna find you very attractive. They're going to find you very sensual, very sexy, very attractive. But they're also going to find that you are a very hard worker. They're going to, yeah, they're going to see you as somebody who works hard, somebody who is very attractive. And there also may be an aspect of, you know, that you may show them that you are somebody that also likes to help other people the same way that they also do, and that's something that's going to attract them to you as well, or attract you to them, you know what I mean. So for the first impression that you will have of your future spouse is somebody who's very hopeful, somebody who likes to look at life in a very joyful way. You know, somebody who doesn't really like to dwell on the negative things. Like, they're not the one to like grieve for something that doesn't really matter. They are somebody to let bygones be bygones be bygones. And you know, they're not going to be the type to like be in a bad mood over something very silly, something that doesn't really matter in the long run. And that, you know, their countenance is going to be something that's going to attract you to them. That happy way of being, the not dwelling on the negatives, and just, you know, focusing on the positives kind of thing. So when you meet this person, for some reason they may not be available right away, or they may not be ready for a relationship with you, or they may be a little bit intimidated about something in their lives, you know, a little bit apprehensive. Basically, they're going to wish that their situation is different because they really want to be with you, and they want to give their deepest self to you. But you know, this is a love story, so you will end up together. But in the beginning, they are going to have this feeling of, you know, wanting for their situation to be different. Perhaps it may be that they are starting out in their career and they really want to be in a better financial place in their lives, to give you the best. You know, perhaps they may just be, you know, ending a relationship right when they meet you, and they may not be ready for a relationship with you in that precise moment when you meet. But yet they find you really attractive. They're very attracted to you. So they, you know, they really desire this connection with you and sharing their deepest self with you. It can be as simple as just, you know, them going through a situation in their lives where it's something that they're dealing with, that is not something bad about their character per se, but just things that happen in life, situations that may get in the way of him being emotionally available in that particular moment when you meet. But eventually, you know, they will get past this, he or she, and you'll go on your first date. And let's see what the cards have to say about your first date. Okay, so we have the Blossoming Abundance card. So in the context of this question about your future, about your date or your first date, it seems like it's going to be a date that's going to be out in nature. And so yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have this date where there's a lot of, perhaps you'll go to visit a garden, or go hiking, or any sort of outdoor activity where there's a lot of beauty of nature to behold. And I think that, you know, from what we gathered from you, the viewer, from the beginning, is that you are somebody who really does love nature, and perhaps this is why you're being taken to some kind of beautiful place where you can really admire the wonders of nature. Okay, so I really made a mess out of that. If you want to see what that was, you'll have to scroll back. Anyways, so with this next card, we're seeing what you're going to bond with your future spouse over. So it seems like both of you have some kind of creative pursuit that you have as a hobby, or even, you know, if your future person is one of the ones that have the creative artistic career, so they may, you know, they may do something for a career that's in the arts, and so you may have some kind of hobby, or you may be in the arts as well, where you explore your creative side together and you bond over that. So that's going to be something that you will share, that you'll have in common, is some kind of hobby where you express your creativity. So in terms of how you will challenge each other, it seems that your future person, they're going to challenge you to heal yourself. You know, we all, no matter what we've been through in life, we all have some sort of healing that we always must be dealing with, you know, in regards to all the things that happen, you know, to us in life. And so they're going to really encourage for you to heal yourself, to be paying attention to those past traumas that you might have, or just past you know, bad situations that you've been in, and that your body and your mind needs to heal through. So they're going to encourage you to do that, and they're going to support you through that as well. For you, you're going to challenge them to be more prosperous in their life. You're going to really fuel that passion to be more productive in their career, to be more to build a stronger foundation financially, and to just emulate that feeling of having a lot of prosperity in their health, and in their mind, and in their wealth as well. So it seems that you, something else that you're going to encourage each other to do is to just be happier, you know, to celebrate, you know, to look for the little joys in life. And that's something that you both are going to learn together as your relationship progresses. And yeah, you're being reminded here to continue working on your spirituality together. We have this higher consciousness, awaken, expand, enlightened card here, where you're being advised to pay attention to that aspect of your lives together to grow spiritually and to reach some sort of enlightenment spiritually. And so, you know, that this seeking of spirituality and seeking of joy is going to be something that's going to help both of you overcome any challenges that life may throw at you throughout your relationship. So let's see. So when you meet their loved ones, it's gonna be really good. They're gonna like you, and they're going to think that you bring a lot of balance to the relationship. Some aspect of you brings balance to an aspect of your future spouse, and their loved ones are going to be able to see that because they know your future spouse very well, and they're going to immediately get that impression from you that you are here bringing balance into their lives. So your honeymoon, you know, if you do decide to get married, your honeymoon is going to be something that's going to really mark the beginning, the end of a cycle in your life, and the beginning of a new chapter in your life. So it's really gonna feel like that, even more than the ceremony that you do to bind yourself together, your marriage ceremony. It's the honeymoon is going to really cement that, and is going to really right when your honeymoon is over is when you'll feel, okay, now this is the beginning of something new, the new chapter of our lives together. And your honeymoon is going to be very, very romantic, and there's going to be an element of water as well. So you may honeymoon, as often people do, I think, to honeymoon in some kind of like tropical place where you're near a body of water. So you could go to any kind of island where you'll be enjoying the ocean, or any place that has access to the ocean, where you'll be going to the beach and doing ocean activities. You could go and stay by a lake as well. Any body of water, anything related to water, is going to be part of your honeymoon. And so for fun here, I've done these little cards here to see how many children you might have together if you choose to have children. So here we go. 4. Group 1, I believe, got 4 as well. 4 girls. Okay, so there's going to be definitely a lot of girls in that mix of 4. So for this group, I felt to do two of these for some reason, and so some of you are going to have 4 children, and some of you are going to have 2 children, and there's a lot of feminine energy, because I did different colors for the cards in here, and these are the pink ones. So yeah, a lot of feminine energy with the children. Some of you might have 4, some of you might have 2 children. Okay, so now I'm just gonna move on to just talking about things, prominent themes in your love story. Okay, first up we have one of my favorites, and this popped out. So Oh wow, look, I did not realize that this one had fallen out. It goes, some of you are gonna have more than 4 children. And again, we've got the pink with that heavy feminine energy. Okay, so an aspect of a theme in your love story is flow. Find an easier path forward, surrender to the outcome, release your expectations. So there's going to be a lot of that in your love story, a lot of learning to go with the flow, and taking things as they come, taking it easy, not worrying so much about what you need to do, and what the goals that you have and all that. It's always good to have goals. I'm not saying not to have goals, but it's talking about learning to not obsess, over these things, and just learning to be content, to be happy in the moment, not always having to be reaching this, climbing a mountain. Okay, let's see what else we have here. These are pretty big. All right, so we have do something for someone, give your attention to one another. So yeah, your future spouse is going to be very attentive to your needs. They're going to be, from what we saw in the beginning, they're very passionate. They're very romantic individuals, and so you'll see that they'll bring you flowers, or they'll have little attentive details with you that you'll really enjoy. That'll make you feel loved and appreciated by your loved one. Reflection, healing, transformation. Again, we have this aspect of healing within the relationship. This is very strongly for those as well that have the future spouse that's going to be some kind of healer, some kind of social worker or therapist or counselor kind of thing. They're very big into emotional healing, and that's going to be a big part of your relationship. Tenderness, true love, compassion. So this is definitely a true love story. This person is the one. They may even be your soulmate or your twin flame or anything like that, but they're going to treat you with a lot of tenderness, a lot of love, a lot of compassion. They're although they have this fiery energy about them, and this passionate energy about them, they're also very, very gentle individuals in the way that they love the people that they love, or that they show love, I mean. All right, so last one. We have intermingle. So in the beginning, we saw that your spouse, your future loved one, is going to be someone that tends to keep to themselves. They like to be very choosy about who they bring into their lives. And for some reason with this card, I see that that's going to change a bit. Like they're going to be more open to people because of you, because of your relationship and your love story together. Perhaps there's something that they need to heal as well, that you're going to help them heal, and then that's going to cause for them to be open to having more friends around. I also see that there's going to be an intermingling of both of you. Like eventually, as your love story continues, like you're going to really become one. And that's not to say that you aren't a whole person and that you shouldn't like find your own individual interests, but you're really going to be a team. You know, you're going to work in synchronicity towards a common goal in your life. And that's going to bring you a lot of success because you're working together and you both deeply care about each other and the life that you're building together. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what thoughts you have about this reading. Give me a thumbs up, and also if you have any ideas, any pick a card requests, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe for more videos like this one, for more pick a card videos, and if you need a personalized reading, any question that you need an answer to, I do have an Etsy shop where I do personal readings. I have some written readings that you can order, or video recordings as well. If that's something that you're interested, check out the link in the description down below. Thanks again for watching. Many blessings to all of you. Bye-bye. Welcome, group 3, to your reading about your personal love story with your future spouse. So in this reading, I'm going to try and get into as much detail as I possibly can. Okay, so I first want to start off with finding out about you, about the viewer. So let's see. Okay, so first off, you're being represented by the Oracle, which is basically saying that you are a very spiritual person. You may have some kind of gift with divination, psychic gifts, any gift where you are receiving information from your guides, from the spirit world, from spirit. You have the ability to bring insight into any situation, and if you're not involved in anything that has to do with psychic, you're just somebody that really picks up on things. You have a really good intuition. You may be the type of person who, you know, something just pops in your mind all of a sudden pertaining to a particular situation, and then you tend to be right because this is some kind of download that you're receiving from the spirit world. And it seems like in the past you have gone through some kind of depression. You've been in a very bad mental state where you've been really down, really depressed, perhaps suffering from anxiety. You know, you haven't been able to sleep at all, just having insomnia because of the issues that you've had. Perhaps you know, these are mental health issues that you have, or there's something in your life has gone terribly wrong that has brought you to this place where you're just in a dark place. This card did come out upside down, so what it is telling me is that although you've been through this very dark period of time in your life, you are coming out of it, or you have already come out of it. So if you are, if you feel like you resonate with you're going through that despair and that depression right now, this is a reminder that you will get out of that. You will get out of that dark hole very, very soon. And it's also a reminder to get in touch with your spirit guides, with your guardian angels, ask them for help, to help you get out of this dark time. And then for others, you know, you've had some kind of problem in the past, and you're now you are getting over it right now at this present time in your life, or this is all in the past, and this is something that you have already overcome. And for many of you, because this is a love reading and this is a situation about love, this despair and depression, this dark time that you have gone through, is a result of a bad relationship in your life, a bad romantic relationship. For many of you, that's going to be the case, that it was a romantic relationship. For other people, it may not be the case. There's a lot of people watching this video. So let's go ahead and talk about your future person, future spouse, the other half of this love story. And let's see how they come through. Okay, so they're coming through as the gazelle. So another artistic and perceptive individual. It's crazy, but all of these individuals, all of the future spouses in this reading, in group 1 and group 2, have had some kind of artistic thing coming through, and same with your future spouse. In this particular case, they're also very perceptive. They're very aware of their surrounding, very observant of what's going on. Because they observe so well, they can perceive things. Their mind works in a way where they can really perceive exactly what's going on in a particular situation. They're sensitive individuals. Because they're so sensitive, they're very sensitive to their environment, like I was saying before. Like they're very hyper aware of what's going on in their immediate surroundings. Almost hyper vigilant, like, you know, and this can, you know, sometimes cause them to worry a bit, and to you know, have a lot of racing thoughts, and, you know, not be able to sleep. So in that regard, you may you know, find that they're alike. You know, if you are also having some sleep issues, from what I see in this card, they also tend to not be able to sleep whenever something is on their mind. But yeah, they're definitely very graceful, you know, with the way that they behave. They have a very graceful way of speaking. Like they're not going to be the type of person to say a lot of bad words, or to speak with a lot of slang. You know, they're very proper in their manner of speaking. For some reason, I'm hearing like they read a lot. You know, they are someone who reads a lot. And so this makes them, you know, have that kind of manner of speaking that's very intelligent. So let's see, what do they do for a career? So this person is maybe in some kind of in a career where they're defending other people. They're a protector of people. This can be like they're in the military, literally protecting the country, or they're a policeman, or a firefighter, or even a security person. You know, they security guy, like a bodyguard, that kind of thing. So that's really all I see. They may be in some, they are in a role where they are protecting other people. That's the general gist of it. So so now we're gonna do something fun. I have these cards that I made, and they have like traits, physical traits. So let's see if we can glean, you know, what this person, what your future spouse is gonna look like. Okay, so they have a square face, short hair, they're of average height. So these traits, you know, some of them may apply, all of them may apply, only one of them may apply, depending on who's watching. Amber eyes. Nice. Very rare kind of. Long hair. So wow, for some of you they're gonna have really short hair, for some of you they're gonna have long hair. Long hair, if it's for if your future spouse is a man, it might be just, you know, long, you know, for a guy, or it could be like really long, like past their shoulders, or, you know, it doesn't have to be past their shoulders for the long hair, because it is a guy. Now if it's a woman, that your future spouse is a woman, then, you know, she's gonna have longer hair, which is usually known as being long hair for women means past the shoulder. Okay, curly hair. That's cute. Okay, I like curly hair on myself, but yeah, that's always fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what their zodiac sign might be. So this can be their moon, their rising, or their sun sign, or just a sign that's very heavy in their chart. Okay, so we have Aries, and this one wanted to come out too, Libra, and Virgo. So those are the three signs. They may have all of them in the chart, some of them, or just one of them, depending on who's watching. Okay, so let's see under what situation you might meet this person. Okay, so you might meet this person as a result of their career, because with this Ace of Swords, I'm getting I'm getting like the vibe, like, you know, as a result of their career in where they protect people, you will meet. This doesn't necessarily have to be a bad event that happens, because usually when people come to protect, it has to do with something bad happening, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. I'm just seeing that it's probably related to their career, and that's how you'll meet them, or something to do with justice, and also, you know, it could be a blood drive, you know, because of the sword, you know, and it's the Ace of Swords, and it could have to do something to do with like needles or like surgery or something like that. So I'm seeing that perhaps a possible meeting place would be like donating blood or something, like a blood drive, where you could meet this person, or any other intellectual event, you know, can be the case as well. Anything that has to do with the mind and communication would be the right one. But for some reason, I'm just, you know, that blood drive thing just really got stuck in my head, of a possible meeting place. Okay, so let's take a look and see what their first impressions are of you, and what your first impressions of them would be. So your first impression of this person is going to be one of strength. You're gonna view this person as very strong. And this kind of plays into what I was saying before about their career being in some kind of protective role. And then what I felt about the meeting having to do also with that protective role. So that makes a lot of sense for you to have that impression of your future spouse, that they're very strong individuals physically and perhaps even, you know, mentally. And for you, they're just gonna think that you are somebody that has overcome a lot of bad things, and they're gonna admire that about you, that you have overcome like anxiety and worry in your life. And they're gonna see that in you. They're gonna see that you were able to restore your peace of mind, and then in turn, like, they're gonna see you as strong, emotionally strong because of that. So that's the first impression that you're going to have of each other. And so as you speak with this person, as you talk, as this relationship begins to develop, let's see how they're going to feel about you. And I have these cards that I made a long time ago with little messages, and this is kind of like what they're going to have in their heart about you, you know, as when the relationship begins and as it progresses as well. Okay, so we have, I want to give you my deepest self. So from the very beginning, like, they're gonna feel like they really want to share with you who they truly are, on a very deep level. They want to be completely open with you, and for you to see all of the parts of them that even other people that they know don't see. Okay, so first date. Tell me about the first dates. Okay, so it seems like for your first date, you will be going on some kind of a journey. So the date might be during the day, like it might be like some kind of day trip, that you'll go on somewhere. It doesn't have to be like super far, but maybe you'll have to take like a train or something, if that's in you know, if you have trains where you live, or just a drive, you know, so a place that's probably like an hour or more away. Okay, so a common bond between the two of you, something that you're going to share, is the love of moving your body. Perhaps this is like a hobby or something that you will do together. You know, moving and doing activities that require for you to be active, or you know, dancing. Perhaps you both love to dance. And that's something that you will do together in your relationship. It's something that will bring you together, that you'll bond over. So your future spouse is really going to challenge you to be more successful. Like, they're going to inspire you to be successful in whatever it is that you are doing in your life, whatever projects or you know, anything that will bring you success in life, in whatever way that you define success. They're going to push you and challenge you to be even better, to always be better, to always be more successful. And you are going to challenge them. You're going to help them to be more grateful about the small things in life. You're going to bring that sense of gratitude to them. You know, perhaps even as simple as they're going to be so thankful for you. You're going to challenge them to view you know, and all the good things in their lives with more gratitude. So one of the challenges in your relationship, in your love story that you'll have is to learn how to plan for the future and to think more clearly about your future. And the advice here is just to purify yourself, basically. So whatever the issue might be, when it comes to bad thinking in the relationship, the advice is to like detox, cleanse your mind or your body, and purify yourself. So their loved ones, when you meet their loved ones, they're gonna take a very good impression of you. And the impression of you that they're gonna have is somebody who's very creative, somebody who is very confident and self-determined, somebody who has like a very magnetic energy about you. So yeah, they're gonna see you as somebody very, very positive to have in their loved one's life. So yeah, there's definitely gonna be a very, very good meeting there with their loved ones. They're gonna really like you and have very positive feelings about who you are and a very good impression of you when you first meet. So for your honeymoon, this isn't going to be a very restful honeymoon. This is going to be a honeymoon that is full of activity, full of physical activity, if you know what I mean. There's not going to be a lot of time to like sleep, on your honeymoon. Your honeymoon is going to be very, very active, doing a lot of different activities wherever it is that you go, walking around or whatever it is, wherever it is that you go to. It's just going to be marked by a lot of activity and little sleep. So yeah, it's not going to be a very relaxing vacation for you as a honeymoon. It's going to be just full of things to do and not a lot of rest and relaxation. Okay, so another fun thing that I have here is this little thing I did just to see, for fun, if you're going to have children or how many children you're gonna have. So let's go ahead and choose one. Okay, 3 children, and you got the purple color, so it can be a mix of different genders, 2 boys, 1 girl, 2 girls, 1 boy. They're not gonna all be the same gender. So now let's go ahead and move on to the themes that the other themes in your relationship and what's going to be prominent in your relationship. Okay, so we have celebration, positive outcome is assured, celebrate your success, enjoy your achievements. And it's funny because I was drawn to put it over here. So yeah, your relationship, your love story is going to be full of a lot of celebrating things, celebrating accomplishments, celebrating your success in life, but just celebration in general. Like it's gonna be filled with a lot of happy moments. Your family, your future family with your future spouse is going to value knowledge and wisdom, you know, learning, you know, reading books, encouraging your children to do good in school, and teaching them the love of learning, not just, you know, how to get good grades, but how to learn, how to love to learn new things and be curious. And you're going to foster that in your children, and it's going to be something that you're going to also portray for your children. Okay, so we have speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. So yeah, your future spouse is going to always tell you that they love you, constantly communicate how important you are to them, and how much they love you and appreciate you. So for those of you who really value that kind of thing, you know, some people prefer to be shown love, other people prefer to touch, love by touch, others prefer words of love. So for those of you who prefer words of love, you're in luck, because your future spouse is really going to tell you every single day how much they love you and appreciate you and care for you. Another thing that will be prominent in your lives together is going to be decisions. It seems like there's going to be a lot of decisions that you'll have, important decisions that you'll have to make throughout your marriage. But I see this as a good omen. Like, the decisions that you'll make will be good decisions. Like, these decisions will lead to a good and prosperous place. So that was the last card. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I really enjoyed doing it for you. It was really fun and full of details. If you liked it, if you like these kinds of readings, please give me a thumbs up. It really does help my video out. Comment down below what you thought. And if you have any ideas, any requests for pick-a-cards, I'd like to hear from you as well. Subscribe, please. I'd like to see you here again. And I do have an Etsy shop. It's linked in the description down below if you're interested in a personalized reading. So thanks again for watching. Many blessings to you all. Bye-bye.